Chinese President Xi Jinping as he's arrived here in Paris for a state visit. Despite the friendly words, though, a series of important international issues to tackle, among them Ukraine, the Middle East, and a series as well of disputes over trade. Well, we're going to cross then to the Elysee Palace to talk to our senior reporter James Andre, who joins us from there. James, it's a very important visit, of course, lots of big issues to talk about as well, notably trade as well.
Yes, absolutely. This is going to be the first issues that are discussed here today. Ursula von der Leyen has just arrived here at the Elysee Palace. Xi Jinping is due very, very shortly, and the first discussion is going to be held with these three leaders around the table: Emmanuel Macron, the President of France, Ursula von der Leyen, the President of the European Council, and Xi Jinping, the President of China. What we've been seeing is a series of tit-for-tat trade disputes between the EU and China. I mean, the latest move being China saying that France and Europe is basically dumping brandy on the Chinese market. This is very much seen here at the Elysee Palace and in France as a direct attack on France, since most of the brandy is indeed from France. We are expecting to see discussions around that. But, of course, the fact that Ursula von der Leyen is here in person is very clearly to talk about markets such as electric cars, batteries, the overproduction capacities of China, which are very worrying to the EU market, since, indeed, the risk is massive dumping of Chinese products on the European market. And this is what, obviously, Ursula von der Leyen and Emmanuel Macron want to avoid. Now, the Chinese president is arriving as we speak. He's just about to drive into the courtyard.
James, of course, as well, the world's major crises will be discussed, notably Ukraine.
Yes, absolutely. Ukraine is going to be very big. That's what we've been told here at the Elysee Palace. One of the main objectives of this state visit for Emmanuel Macron is to get Xi Jinping to use his influence, which is sizable, on the Russians to try and, as they say here, change the calculus when it comes to Ukraine. It's important to note that most of Russia's trade right now is with China. That's a figure that's gone up over 60% since the beginning of the war. And indeed, there is a widely seen assumption that, well, China is helping Russia with its offensive in Ukraine, notably by sending in some machine tools, including digitally controlled ones, which are very useful to create armament or weapons, also sending in components and drones that are used on the battlefield. Now, this is one thing that Emmanuel Macron wants to discuss very directly with Xi Jinping, and that is, of course, the potential sanctioning of these companies, since the EU wants to make sure that these components stop entering Russia, because, they say that there is some sanction dodging on the Chinese part. Emmanuel Macron really wants to hit it home to Xi Jinping that Ukraine is a matter of national security to France. Here is the Chinese president walking across this courtyard here at the Elysee, and he's going to be welcomed in just 1 minute by Emmanuel Macron. You can see here behind me walking towards the Chinese president and shaking hands.
Yeah, it's quite an image, isn't it, James? We're able to see those images now of Xi Jinping walking there in the Elysee Palace. It's quite impressive just to see, him there and that meeting taking place, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's very important, and indeed it is. It's not the first time the two men have met. Emmanuel Macron's travelled to China twice. Xi Jinping has travelled to France here also before, but this is the first official state visit with this level, if you will, of protocol. This is very much a high-level visit. What we have here is a visit of the Invalides, which is planned at the beginning of the afternoon. There will be a troops review. Then there will be a bilateral meeting here at the Elysee Palace. Then an economic forum when both men will speak at a conclusion. That, of course, is very important. And then this evening a state dinner, and tomorrow a visit to the southwest of France, which is supposed to be a much more personal moment where Emmanuel Macron hopes to be able to speak to the Chinese president without all the pomp and protocol for a few hours and have a heart-to-heart discussion about the situation.
James, thanks very much. James Andre there at the Elysee Palace.